Hi there. Today I'm going to read from one of my favourite books growing up. This is Winnie the Pooh's The Complete Collection. I'm going to read part of one of the stories from this. This one's called Chapter 1, in which we're introduced to Winnie the Pooh and some bees, and the story begins. Here is Edward Bear coming down the stairs now, bump, bump, bump on the back of his head. Behind Christopher Robin, it is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs. But sometimes he feels that there really is another way. If only he could stop bumping for a moment and think of it. But then he feels that perhaps there isn't. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom and ready to be introduced to you, Winnie the Pooh. When I first heard his name, I said, just as you were going to say, but I thought he was a boy. So did I, said Christopher Robin. Then why do you call him Winnie? Well, I don't. But you said he's Winnie the Pooh. Don't you know what the means? Ah, yes, I do now, he said quickly. And I hope you do too, because it's all the explanation you're going to get. Sometimes Winnie the Pooh liked a game of some sort where he comes downstairs, and sometimes he likes to sit quietly in front of the fire and listen to a story. This evening. What about a story? Said Christopher Robin. What about a story? I said. Could you very sweetly tell Winnie the Pooh one? I suppose I could, I said. What sort of stories does he like? About himself, because he's that sort of a bear. Oh, I see. So, could you very sweetly? I'll try, I said. So I tried. Once upon a time, a very long time ago now, about last Friday, Winnie the Pooh lived in a forest all by himself under the name of Sanders. What does under the name mean? Asked Christopher Robin. It means he had the name over the door in gold letters and lived under it. Winnie the Pooh wasn't quite sure, said Christopher Robin. Now I am, said growly voice. Then I'll go on, said I. One day, when he was out walking, he came upon a place in the middle of the forest, and in the middle of this place was a large oak tree, and from the top of the tree there came a loud buzzing noise. Winnie the Pooh sat down on the foot of a tree, put his head between his paws, and began to think. First of all, he said to himself, that buzzing noise means something. You don't get a buzzing noise like that just buzzing and buzzing without it meaning something. If there's a buzzing noise, somebody's making a buzzing noise. And the only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you are a bee. Then he thought another long time and said, and the only reason I know for there being a bee that I know of is making honey. And then he got up and said, and the only reason for making honey is that I can eat it. So he began to climb the tree. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed and he climbed. And he climbed and he sang a little song to himself. He went like this. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, buzz, buzz. I wonder why he does. Then he climbed a little further and a little further. And then just a little further. By that time he thought of another song. It's a very funny thought that if bears were bees, they build their nests at the bottom of trees. And that being so, if the bees were bears, we shouldn't have to climb up all those stairs. He was getting rather tired by this time, and that is why he sang a complaining song. He was nearly there now, and if he just stood on that branch, crack! Oh, help, said Pooh, as he dropped 10 feet onto the branch below him. If only I hadn't, he said as he bounced 20 feet onto the next branch. You see what I meant to do, he explained, as he turned head over heels and crashed onto another branch 30 feet below. What I meant to do? Of course it was rather, he admitted, as he slithered very quickly through the next 6 branches. It all comes, I suppose, he decided, as he said goodbye to the last branch, spun round 3 times and flew gracefully into a gorse bush. It all comes of a liking honey so much. Oh, help! He crawled out the gorse bush, brushed the prickles from his nose, and began to think again. And the first person he thought of was Christopher Robin. "Was that me?" said Christopher Robin in an awed voice, hardly daring to believe it. "That was you." Christopher Robin said nothing, but his eyes got larger and larger and his face got pinker and pinker. So Winnie the Pooh went round to his friend Christopher Robin, who lived behind a green door in another part of the forest. "Good morning, Christopher Robin," he said. "Good morning, Winnie the Pooh," said you. The end.